In this video, we're going to create the last drawing for the construction set drawings for our tiny home design for civil engineering and architecture. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, make sure I'm at the Sheets section of the project browser. I'm going to right click, select New Sheet, make sure the B11 by 17 horizontal is highlighted, select OK. I'm going to rename A106 by right clicking on it and selecting rename. I'm going to go ahead and rename this to be schedules and select OK. Now, one of the things that we will do is as we get ready, let's go ahead and go up to our floor plan, and I'm going to go ahead and go to O1 floor. With our floor plan, you're going to see we've added some different elements and things like that. I'm probably going to go ahead and look at creating a little kind of scenario where they have, like, for example, we've renamed like the living room and things like that. So what we can do just to show the functionality is go to the architecture tab, and I can create different rooms inside of this tiny home by creating like a room separator. Essentially, it's just drawing a line. So like from here, from this corner maybe to here, I'm going to draw a line in. So that way it separates this area from this area. I'm going to click cancel twice, and then I'm going to go ahead and run the room command by placing a room in here. So I'll click room there, click in room, and click in a room. What it's going to happen is once I hit cancel, it's going to give me the square footage of each one of these rooms. So maybe moving some of my dimensions around, or even not even needing them at times, we can kind of do that. So here, room 2, if I double click on room, we'll call this the living room, and we can always readjust our elevation view as well as the dimensions. Maybe we want to rename this to bedroom, and then this one here will be the bathroom. And again, if we need to make some adjustments, we can always kind of create some different adjustments here. Just that way that everything's clearly read. If we need to adjust dimensions, like here for our section view, you might want to pull this up. Same thing on our 16-foot measurement. And what we're going to do now is, now that we've got our room set up, I'm going to scroll down in my project browser until I find schedules/quantities. I'm going to right click on this and select new schedule/quantity. Out of the listing, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find the rooms, and I'm going to select that and select OK. First off, I'm going to find rooms, so I'm going to find the parameters I want to add. I'm going to add the name first, so I'll select name and click this green arrow to add it over. And I'm going to add the area, and I'm going to add it over. So those will be the order that they have. I'm going to filter by the name, and we're going to make sure that you can see you can filter there and then go from different ones, and then by area or something like that. Okay. As far as this goes though, filtering, I don't really want to filter, so I'm just going to go ahead and just select none. But I can also sort by name in ascending order. And then what I want to do is I want to check that I have grand totals. So title, count, and totals. Grand total, and then I want to itemize every instance. So that is going to take care of some of that. I'm going to check on the formatting tab. And on the area field, what I want to do is I want to change in the calculation. I want to calculate the totals. So I want to make sure that it does that. I'll go ahead and select OK. Notice how down here in our room schedule, it just creates a table. We have 3 rooms, each with the square footage listed and providing the total. So what we're going to end up doing is, if I scroll back up to my floor plan, I'm actually going to right click on it, and I'm going to duplicate the view and duplicate with detailing. And that'll duplicate that floor plan, and I'm going to right click, I want to rename, and I want to say, go ahead and say floor, and put in schedule. Because if you look, these little filled in squares that are blue means that those views are on another sheet, and we cannot drag those onto another sheet as we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to schedules. I'm going to drag that new floor plan schedule on here. I am going to adjust. We can see if we'll leave it at the 3/8 measurement. That looks like it fits pretty well. We did make some adjustments on those dimensions. If we go ahead and check our other sheets, let's go ahead and take a look at our floor plan. Okay, that still looks good. Our furniture plan still looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and go back to that schedules. I'm going to scroll up here, and now I should have a room schedule that I can drag and drop over here as well. If we need to make some adjustments, like here, I can always lengthen out the columns or shorten them and reposition as I need. So there's a room schedule. We're going to do a couple more. I'm going to go ahead and right click and select new schedule quantity. We are going to do a door schedule. So select doors and select OK. As far as the doors go, we can always take a look at what kinds of fields would we like to go through and have in a schedule for doors. So in this case, we might want to go ahead and select like maybe the mark and add it over. We want to look at the count, the family, maybe the construction type, and then the width and the height. I'm going to go ahead and select under sorting grouping. We'll go ahead and sort by the mark in ascending order. Grand totals, title, count, and totals. Let's go to the formatting tab. On the count, we want to calculate the totals. And then go ahead and select OK. Here, you can see that it generated a door schedule. I have a mark 1 and 2, a count 1 and 1 of a single flush and an interior single door. Construction type is blank, and then I've got the width and height. If I need to go back and make an adjustment, I can always go over here into the properties palette and under fields select edit. I can remove the construction type by selecting it and then clicking the red arrow and selecting OK, and that'll update my door schedule. So let's go ahead and go back to your schedules drawing, and let's drag the door schedule onto the sheet. Maybe the room schedule will be better kind of centered. Okay, as well as if I need to reposition and make this door schedule look a little bit better. Okay. One thing we can also do is if I double click on the floor plan is we usually have like door tags. So if I go in here and go into annotate, and I'll do a tag by category. And right now I can go in here and I can select like doors, but probably the easiest way to handle this is just do a tag all. And I'll select all door tags and then go ahead and hit apply and then select OK. And you'll see there's a door tag. There's number 1. There's door tag number 2. Number 2 is referring to the interior pocket door, and that's matching with your door schedule. I'm going to double left click to get off of that. And let's go ahead and generate our window schedule. I'll right click on Schedules Quantities, New Schedule Quantities. Scroll all the way down to Windows. For Windows, we're going to go ahead and do the type of mark. Go ahead and add that over. We'll select Count. We'll select Family. Construction type, if it will generate some information. And then our width and our height. As far as sorting and grouping goes, we'll sort by the type mark in ascending order. For formatting, on the count, we'll go ahead and we'll say calculate the totals. Same thing if we go back to sorting and grouping, let's check grand totals. So make sure we're getting the title, count, and totals. Go ahead and select OK. You'll notice same kind of scenario happened before. Construction type is not going to be in there. So some other things too is you're going to see the type mark has 261s and there's one each on the double hung windows. So I'm actually going to go back to edit the fields. Under the sorting grouping, itemize every instance. I'm going to uncheck that option and say OK. You're going to see now it's going to give only 161 with a count of 2 and showing that. But also let's edit the fields once more. Let's remove that construction type since it didn't generate anything. And now we have our window schedule. We'll go back to my schedules drawing. I'm going to drag that window schedule over. Make some adjustments as I need. If I need to edit the window schedule, I can double click on it and do a few things. Like for example, if I select this column, I can always align horizontal center. Same thing on the type mark. So usually I like to go ahead and provide some of those in there. Same thing with these. Go ahead and center those values. That makes that look a little bit better. If I go over to the project browser and double click on room schedule, same kind of scenario. I can align and kind of set those centered there and have them set up for the doors. Going back to my drawing, I can see those are the adjustments that have been made. And double left clicking on the view, I'm going to go to annotate, tag all, scroll down till I find window tags, say OK, and now we'll see the window tags. If we need to move the window tags, might help to move them to the inside of the windows because they tend to get thrown to the outside. And that can be a little bit of an issue as it runs into some of the dimensions. Okay, this will finish out the last drawing. Before we finish out the video, we got a couple things that we're just going to do. We're going to do a real quick run through. Title sheet, having again a title, sheet index, as well as a rendering of your drawing. Some site plan stuff would look good too. Elevations, so all nice and neat, arranged on the sheet as shown. We do have our floor plan. So the floor plan here, again, we can have it shown. We can have our furniture plan. Sections. One thing that we didn't add in that we can kind of take a look at is going to be, we need to indicate the slope of the roof now that we've changed it. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on the section view. I'm going to go ahead and select a spot slope as the option. Spot slope under representation, we're going to change to triangle. And I'm going to choose the outside edge of the roof. And you can either set it to the inside or the outside. We want to go to the outside. And we also want to, I'm going to hit cancel a couple times. Select the triangle. I'm going to collapse this down just a little bit by grabbing this blue grip. We want a 512 pitch being shown. And that's going to give us our slope. So that one looks pretty good to be able to tell our contractors that that's the slope that the roof is at. Alright, double left click off to deactivate the view. Everything else looks really good as for the section view. We're going to go ahead and check our schedules. We do have a floor plan that's got all the tags that correspond. And again, if we need to, we can always double click if we need to move a tag. So that right there, I double clicked on the tag. Let me go ahead and say, nope, let's not change anything there. But if we need to just move it over so that way it's a little bit easier, might want to go to the outside here. Got a little bit more room. That way it's really easy to read those tags. Okay. And double left click somewhere. Here you can see all those tags correspond to the schedules. And you can see all the total room sizes as well as how many rooms that are in your floor plan. Once we are finished, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up here to File. We're going to go down to Export. From the flyout menu, we're going to select PDF. We're going to go ahead and we're going to say Selected View Sheets. And we're going to click the pencil icon. And we're going to go down until we find Sheet A101, 102, 103, 4, 5, and 6. We'll select. And then as far as our setup goes, file name, you can go ahead and keep that same file name. We want to combine the selected views and sheets into a single PDF. And we're going to browse, and maybe we want to just put this on the desktop for right now and just say open. Okay, notice how it's going to zoom or fit to the page, paper placements in the center. All these other options we're going to leave at default. We're going to select export. And that's going to export all those drawings out as a PDF file that we can use. I can go ahead and even if you get a warning about the raster processing, you can hit the X button. And if I click on my file option here, desktop, I can find that file name, which will be called Tidy Design Hues. Here is our PDF that got generated. And as I scroll down, this is what it looks like for our set of drawings. This will be what you submit for the assignment, and go ahead and upload that PDF, and then it'll be graded upon what kind of elements and what kind of level of detail that you've put into your tiny home design. So this finishes out the video series on the tiny home design, serving as a tutorial for Revit 2025 for civil engineering and architecture. Take a look at some other videos on my YouTube channel for more on Revit, and we'll continue to kind of practice and play along with what we've got in Revit 2025.